entrepreneur of this boat club, and at the time I was a new member. Once we got to know each other and found some common interests like boat racing, he would talk to me for hours about his love for the Benihana race in Point Pleasant, which he never missed. He went every year to that Hennessy race as soon as they started racing. In 1998, I told him I was going to try this boat racing thing. I had no experience, no shot of ever doing good, but it looked like a fun thing that sometime I wanted to do. He didn't believe me at first, but like the knucklehead that I am, I turned my pleasure checkmate boat into a race boat and hit the water running. Jimmy was with me every step of the way. As time went on, we got a little more serious about boat racing and bought the White Kryptonite boat. It had a 3-man bolster. Our first race that boat was at Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. I asked Jimmy to ride as a navigator, not to say a word, but just hang on. After that race, he told me I just fulfilled his lifelong dream to actually get into a race boat. Little did I know, this man would dedicate the rest of his life to racing with Typhoon. Yeah. He would stop by my shop daily and work on the boat until wee hours of night, always wanting to know where we were heading to next. On top of everything else, Trophy Bitch did for our team. He was responsible for bringing the trophy home safely, hence the nickname was born. And taking care take care of the motorhome. He cleaned it, he gassed it up, loaded it with ice and beer. That was his and girls' home away from home. Jimmy put on over 161,000 miles in that motorhome, which was solely used to go boat racing. So think about that. That's a lot of miles just going to boat races. Doing all that work, he never asked for a penny. He would eat peanut butter and jelly to save the money for the team. If you ever met the bitch, you knew what I meant. He was a giver. I always considered him as the Forrest Gump of life. He had the most amazing stories about growing up in New Brunswick, New Jersey, serving the U.S. Navy on a refueling ship. Why could he not help Typhoon when we ran out of gas so many times? Marrying his wife Janet twice, yes twice, raising his 5 kids, and just going about his everyday life. He was a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and best friend to so many. If there was ever an adventure ahead, Jimmy was there. Nobody had more fun and laughs than him. He had such a zest for life. He loved being around people, shooting the shit. Drinking rum and coke, smoking his non-filtered cigarettes, and calling everybody Bubba. What most people don't know, he was bilingual. Whenever he got south of Maryland, he would speak with a southern drawl. And that's the story of Jimmy Welsh. There's so much more I could go on and on about what a great man this guy was.
Finish it.
There were times he'd wear the plastic Billy Bob rotten teeth. All while lifting hundreds of kids over the years into the cockpit of the Typhoon boat. I can't believe he didn't scare them. With all that being said, after Jimmy's passing, we had to honor his legacy and all he had did for the sport. Jimmy's dedication will live on in this award to the crew member who has portrayed Jimmy's attributes of commitment, trust, respect, and collaboration, to name a few. This is the first award of its kind to honor a crew member and not a boat racer. Because as boat racers, we all know we cannot race without our crew help and support. Before we present the award, I would like to thank OPA staff, especially Augie Pensa for the design of this magnificent trophy, G. Undergard for creating the ballots, and Ron Coley for the idea of award going to the crew member and not a racer. The idea was brilliant. Scott, you're the first winner of this award. Take that trophy. You're the bitch of the year now.